Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we'll be taking a look at the HP Pavilion Gaming Mouse 300. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video we'll be taking a look at the HP Pavilion Gaming Mouse 300. Now, if you have bought a HP Pavilion gaming PC, there's a very strong chance that you may have had one of these bundled with your setup. Or alternatively, you can actually buy these separately. We'll put some links in the video description. This one was actually sent to us by William Bodie, so thank you very much, William Bodie, for sending it to us for review purposes. And review it, we certainly will. So let's go through some of the specifications. I won't go through a full unboxing because, well, it comes in a blister pack, which you've probably seen from some of the B-roll already. But we'll go through some of the specifications and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Go for a tour of the buttons, things you can and things you cannot do with this mouse, which some of you may find beneficial, especially if this is turned up in your Christmas PC. So anyway, let's get straight into it. So first of all, the mouse has up to 5000 DPI. Now the DPI settings, there are 4 DPI settings, which are custom built into the mouse itself. There isn't any way of controlling it other than those manually switching through the buttons. So there's a DPI button on the top. So it starts off in the green mode, which is 1600 DPI. Press the button again and it goes into a violet color, which is 2400 DPI. Press it again, goes to white, which is 3500 DPI. And the final one is the red color, which is 5000 DPI. If you do want to change the settings of the actual color, so if you're concerned that maybe if you press the button, then the mouse is going to change color indefinitely. Now that isn't the case. You can actually use the side buttons. So on this particular instance, how it's set up out of the factory, buttons 3 and 4, which are on the right hand side, are for RGB functions. Well, not quite RGB, but close. So the 4 colors I mentioned previously, the green, the violet, the white, and the red, are the colors that you can choose from. And button 3 cycles through those. Button 4 is the one that you use to actually change the mode. So you can have 3 modes. So there is a static color, which is obviously the selected color. Then you've got a fade, which fades through all of the colors. And if you press the button again, then it turns the RGB off altogether. So if you have received this with maybe your business laptop and you want to do a little bit of gaming, but also a bit of productivity, then this is going to be absolutely fine. You can take it into a meeting, although the green cable might give away the gamery aspect of this, but yeah, we won't talk too much about that. But yeah, you can change the colors and you can turn them off altogether if you wish to. So yeah, it should fit into most places. So the mouse itself is 123 grams, which for me actually is pretty much where I like a mouse to be. Somewhere around the 100 to 130 grams feels substantial. Again, depends what you're doing. If you're doing first person shooters and you want a really twitchy mouse, then you want to go for something a bit lighter. I think for general all-round purposes, for maybe video editing, productivity and some gaming as well, then this really does fit the bill and slides across the desk quite nicely and it's got a really nice weight to it. It does have a DMX 10033 sensor, which I'll be honest with you, I haven't found any details on online other than the fact that it is up to 5000 DPI. So let's take a closer look at some of the buttons. I'm going to do some clicky tests so you can hear what it actually sounds like. So starting off, obviously you've got your left and right mouse buttons. Now what is interesting on this mouse, which is something which you can't normally do, because this is designed as an ambidextrous mouse, you can actually reconfigure it for either left or right-handed use. So if you're a right-handed person, then out of the box it comes ready to go. But if you actually want to change those modes and you want to make it so that everything is reversed for left-handed use, then you can press the 2 rear buttons. So buttons on the side, on each side, just press and hold both of those in together and it will revert all the settings. So then your color change buttons will swap sides and your left and right mouse button will swap sides, which is actually quite a unique feature. I don't think I've ever seen that before, and if you have seen it on another mouse, then please do let us know in the comments. Something else you can do with these side buttons as well, regardless of which mode it's in, left or right mode, if you press the 2 front buttons in at the same time, then that can change the polling rate. So that changes the polling rate between 125 Hz up to 1000 Hz. So yeah, that's pretty handy. And again, for slightly more twitchy gameplay, 1000 Hz is going to be preferable than 125. So anyway, back to the button. So left and right mouse button, and all the top sections actually got a really nice texture to it. It's kind of, it feels like it's rubberized. The sides are definitely, the top just feels like it's a slight matte finish, but yeah, it does feel like it is slightly rubberized, but not entirely. It's a very unusual experience. It does grip very well and actually, surprisingly, doesn't mark a great deal. Now, I've been eating some pizza over the weekend and the buttons have actually stayed pretty clean, although I did give it a little clean up before we came on. The side, the actual real rubbery bits on the side, the grippy bits, they do actually pick up things, so we probably see them from some of the B-roll. There's possibly the odd cat hair or two, so yeah, it does pick up things quite easily, but cleans up pretty easily. Just use a cloth and you can get it to be pretty much back to brand new condition, as you can probably see already. So the left and right mouse buttons give you some examples of the clicks. Quite a nice travel on there as well. There's seems to be some sort of pre-tension as well, so as soon as you press it, it does actuate the mouse button, which is something I prefer personally. I don't like there to be too much travel between actually starting to press the button and actually registering a click, so yeah, that's really good. So nice clicky buttons. The center mouse wheel is got a very minute notch to it, but it definitely is there, and the mouse button in the middle sounds like this. So just as comparison there. Nice and easy to click as well, and it's actually slightly raised more, which I personally prefer. Again, let me know in the comments what you prefer. Going back, we've got the DPI button, so again that switches through DPI settings, and it's a little bit more mushy. I don't think it's a particularly branded switch in there, although I would say the left and right mouse buttons actually, they sound and feel like Omron, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't taken this apart yet, and I don't think I will do, because I don't want to damage the glide pads on the bottom, but we'll take a look at those later also. So on the back, again, we've got this texture section with the HP logo, which also illuminates in those 4 different colors, or you can turn it off altogether. So yeah, overall, nice mouse, ambidextrous shape, swappable buttons left and right. So yeah, left-handed people who do like to have the buttons reversed and all that kind of stuff, but don't want to have to faff around in software to do it, that is actually very useful. But it's also one of the areas of concern, because the fact there actually isn't any software for this mouse. It means you cannot customize the buttons, you can't change the DPI settings, so you are literally stuck at those DPIs. So if you actually want a mouse with a lower DPI than 1600, which for me is pretty much the sweet spot, somewhere between 1200 and 1600 is what I generally tend to use on a daily basis, then yeah, if you want a lower DPI, then you may have to look elsewhere. Although saying that, it does seem to be that the real consensus these days is higher and higher DPIs, so yeah, up to 5000 DPI is going to be fine for, I guess, a lot of people. So looking closer on the side, so you can see we've got this nice rubberized grip on the side, which is actually rubberized. It does feel good. The whole mouse itself does actually feel premium, and I guess really at this sort of price you would expect that. Hewlett-Packard are retailing these for somewhere in the region of about £25 at the moment. So yeah, on the market, if you look around for £25, there is a huge influx of those kind of slightly El Cheapo Chinese branded mice, which generally get the job done, although I would say arguably this does feel a much more substantial mouse than pretty much any of those mice. So yeah, that is the trade-off. You lose some of the features, but you do get build quality. So again, on the sides, on the other side, exactly the same, no difference at all, completely ambidextrous. On the bottom, so we've got 2 glide pads. We've got one at the front and one at the rear, which seem to work absolutely fine on both a normal traditional desktop surface and work even better on a mouse pad if you've got a mouse pad. In the middle, we've got that optical sensor. Yep, all very good. The cable itself is just under 2 meters in length, and is, yeah, you're not going to lose it, and you're not going to be troubling to find out which cable it is plugged into your PC, because it is very much in green. And obviously, as you've probably seen behind me, I've put the PC's color into green just to bring out more green into the video, because well, you can never have enough green in a Hewlett-Packard video, clearly. So anyway, let me know what you think about this one in the comments section. Do you like it? Is it something you would use on a regular basis? Are you a left-handed person? You're so frustrated that you can't swap over your buttons easily and this will do it for you. Is this going to be something which you're possibly looking to put in someone's Christmas stocking? So again, thanks to William Bodie for sending this one for review purposes. I think this is, if I was to give it a ranking out of 10, I've got to say it's definitely a good 7 or 8 out of 10. So yeah, recommended. If you can pick one up for a decent price, go ahead and do so. But let me know what you think about it in the comments section below. But in the meantime, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.